That getting gear as a full-time like freelancer is a lot easier than getting gear when you're like part-time or just doing it for fun. It's so much easier. Today's one of those days where it's gloomy and overcast. It's not raining, but it's overcast all day today, and it makes you not want to like do anything. Like the only thing that I want to do is sit on the couch, watch TV, and that's pretty much it. But today we actually have to get things done. So because of that, I ended up actually doing something I haven't done in a long time, and I used to do it a lot to help like get me like to actually finish things that I need to get done. And it gave me a sense of accountability, and that's I made a list. Like I literally wrote down a list with check marks and everything, because I have to be productive today. Honestly, the reason that we're out here walking right now is because we're trying to really just get my day started. And while I'm doing that, I'm uploading things to YouTube. But occasionally I'll have to stop and check on. So it's like not like we're not like walking the entire thing. It's more like a walk stop as we like deal with stuff on our phone or have to type. Just because I don't want to like walk into the street or like walk off a curb or anything else. She's doing the same thing. It's like a work walk. You like that house? I like that house. It has like a porch. Honestly, my main requirement for a house is to have a decent porch. It's like my only requirement. A couple of days ago, I posted a video talking about what it's like to shoot a wedding in Tennessee, like a photography wedding in Tennessee, and what I typically bring. And for that, it was a pretty stripped down setup, mostly because I was second shooting, and I honestly didn't need all of like the gear that I normally would have to take if I was shooting video for a wedding or even like first shooting. Second shooting's a lot more laid back, which is what I talked about in that video. And I got a question on somebody asked a question that it's near and dear to my heart because I am a nerd when it comes to cameras. And if you like camera gear, you'll quickly realize that it's very expensive, and there's always a battle of how can I finagle my finances? How can I find a way to get another piece of gear? And with that, typically that means that you're gonna have to find or come up with at the very least a couple $100, but it could be like thousands of dollars and up from there. The question simply was tips on acquiring gear for a full-time freelancer, and I think there's a couple of ways to go about doing that. And I think I would say that getting gear as a full-time like freelancer is a lot easier than getting gear when you're like part-time or just doing it for fun. It's so much easier. Before I continue, this is not like financial advice. This is not what I recommend you do. This is typically what we do, and it works for us most of the time. But most of the time, if you're in America and you own a company and like your income is like from your company, typically you need things to help operate. Whether it's a trucking company, you obviously need trucks, you need tires, you need like gas and whatever else goes into operating that business. Well, a photography business or a videographer is the same exact thing, except instead of having trucks, tires, and gas, you need lenses, cameras, and microphones. And with that, when you purchase those items, you can write those off on taxes. Now, that doesn't mean that you're getting them for free. You're still having to pay, and you're still having to deduct it from your business. But when you like look at it, and taxes are like, there are a lot of loud drivers today. Like, one thing I don't understand, this is a little side tangent, one thing I don't understand, and maybe it's just because I'm not a car guy, I don't understand why people have to rev their engines. Anyway, back to the cameras. Typically what we'll do is we'll have a couple of different like items that we want to purchase, and we'll add those up and see if that's like approximately what we need to spend to write them off on taxes to ultimately make what we have to pay at the end of the year for like taxes and like government stuff a little bit less. And that's typically how we really acquire the gear. We literally we buy it, and then after we purchase it, we just write it off on taxes, and it's deducted from our net income. Again, this is not financial advice. This is not like how to do your taxes. This is just what our tax lady recommends, and this is how we've operated, roughly. But short answer, all that to be said, short answer, we buy gear and we have like a budget for gear, and we try to find, like if we have like a $20,000 budget for gear, we try to find items that total up to the $20,000, and throughout the year we'll kind of like spend and buy things accordingly. Now obviously, like if we need something right then and there, then we're gonna buy it pretty quickly, but if we don't, then we'll like space it out in the quarters within the year. Does that make sense? So basically, to answer your question, tax write-offs is, yeah. Again with this noise, that was a semi-truck, so I mean I understand that, but tax write-offs.